Hi guys, and welcome for a new book review. So today I'm going to talk about The Girl on the Train. So The Girl on the Train was actually quite popular, and there is also a movie, and I actually watched the movie before reading the book, so that's why I absolutely had to read the book. So I put it for my Spookathon, it was on my Spookathon list, and I managed to finish it on time for the end of Spookathon. So basically that's the last book I actually read fully for Spookathon. The one after that is A Stranger in the House, which was like the read-along book, which I'm gonna have review after this video. So let's talk about The Girl on the Train, and it's probably going to have spoiler in it, so... Anyway, so this book is written in the point of view of three different people, very well separated in different chapters. So you have chapter where you have like Rachel point of view, like it's all in first person. So you have point of view of Rachel, she's going to tell you about her life. You have point of view of Megan, she's going to tell you about her life too. And you have the point of view of Anna, which come way further along the way. So at first I didn't know really where I stood, because I kind of like you have two different timelines. So you have sort of, let's say now you have Rachel, and 1 year earlier you have the Megan point of view. Because basically what is actually happening is like Rachel is in the train and she is going in front of some houses every single day, and she likes to look at one of the houses because the occupant there seems to be very happy, and she's making a kind of story about them. She gives them names, she gives them jobs, she gives them intention. She could be a writer and write the story of those people basically. And then you have like the story of Megan, who is basically that girl that Rachel sees from the train, but it's totally different than what Rachel is thinking. And so at some point, at some point in the story, Megan is going to disappear, and Rachel is going to figure out that her name is not Jess, she's Megan, and Rachel is going to, like, Rachel feels very connected to those people she partially imagined, and she is going to investigate the disappearance of Megan. It's going to give her a reason for living, because Rachel is depressed, Rachel is an alcoholic, Rachel has blackouts from her drinking since she doesn't remember, memory loss, she has been gaslighted all her life, so she doesn't even trust her own memory, she doesn't trust herself. That's how it works in her life. So you have these very, very sad characters that can't basically do anything right for herself, that is going to start putting herself back together because this other person sort of need her. The imaginary friend she created by looking at that person needs her. So she's going to pull herself together for that. And of course it doesn't work as a straight line. Like, she put herself together, and every time she has some hit to her self-esteem, or like every time she doesn't feel needed, she's gonna fall back down into the drinking especially. So that's basically the Rachel part. In the Megan part, what you're going to see is like Megan at first, she seems strong and she seems like she is just bored at home, and she really needs to go back to do something and have a job and like enjoy her life back. The problem is Megan is very depressed, except she is a type of depression that is what I will call active. It's like she's depressed, but she hates herself for being depressed. She doesn't want to be depressed, so she's going to act out and like do things to hide that depression. It's like the active part of depression. She's not staying in bed all day like Rachel would do. She just try to like be overactive to hide that depressed state, to get out of that depressed state. And the thing is, that's why I actually liked Megan better at the beginning, because I saw that she was really on the way of recovery. But the thing is, even if you're hyperactive, when you are depressed, it doesn't mean you are actually helping yourself, or because she doesn't actually look at the problem. She just treats the symptoms. Basically, she doesn't try to go down into what made her depressed and how to fix it, and what she has to work on herself and accept to fix it. She just cover up by busyness. And so at some point when I finally realized that, when I saw that Megan was actually busy but in a wrong way, she would actually go and destroy herself by that busyness, I started to like Rachel's way of dealing and coping a lot better. Even so, like, especially when Rachel starts like moving out, like she find a goal in life, which is something she didn't have, and that's what something she needed. And even so she didn't completely fix herself worse, it sort of grew from that. You have a goal, so you have to put yourself up together for it and keep going, and like your growth is going to come from there, which is what Megan actually didn't have. So you have the story of Megan, and you have her like relationship with men, because she is of course cheating on her husband, and so you see her talking to that psychologist. So she's like end up going to the psychologist, and it actually make her feel better. And Megan, in her certain way, when she actually stop sort of lying to herself and lying to the psychologist, and decide to actually put herself together by actually telling what's really bothering her. When we have this big secret on the open, Megan is basically on the way to full recovery. By the end of, before she disappears, she is at the highest point she can get to fully recover. Like, she has a plan, she has a goal too, which is like what she didn't have before, and also it freaked her out. So that's basically where we're at. And then we have Anna, and Anna is so boring, so extremely boring. So Anna is as new wife of Rachel's husband, and even so Rachel is still obsessed with her husband, and go around, Hannah is obsessed with Rachel. So basically, Rachel's husband cheated on her with Anna, and so now Anna is sort of afraid. Like, at first she's not. Like, at first she just wants Rachel to leave them alone, because she's afraid of Rachel. She's afraid that Rachel is going to hurt her and her daughter. And I can understand that, but the other part is Hannah is extremely boring, and from Megan's point of view, because Megan of course was a babysitter for a while in that house, and from Megan's point of view, Hannah is extremely boring. Basically, Megan doesn't know what she has to do in that house because Hannah is there. So you have the mother of the child and the babysitter together to take care of the child at the same time. And so Megan would take care of the kid while Anna is sleeping, and Megan doesn't understand what's so hard for Hannah. And the thing is, I also had trouble to understand what is so hard for Anna. I know that she probably was stressed out because she has a newborn baby, which is normal. I mean, she should be tired because she just gave birth, like seriously. But after almost a year, she should have been like recovering. And the thing is, I think Anna was like this really active person who used to go out, who used to have a job, and now she has a family life that she wanted, but she still missed that old life in a way. I probably think she missed working a lot. And on the other side, she has all the stress due to Rachel turning uninvited. So you have this relationship between those three characters, and Anna is basically doing nothing except obsessing over Rachel. And I mean, of course Rachel is obsessive, so it's very difficult to not look at her. but I think Anna is giving her too much power, and the more it goes, the more power she actually gives to Rachel, and she's going to try on drastic measure. And the thing about Anna is like she never realized that her husband is what he is. I mean, she believes without even asking herself, like, if he lied to everyone else, why isn't he lying to me? She never actually realized that everything that has been going on in her life, like if he cheated on Rachel at first, maybe he's cheating on her. It took her a long time to actually figure that out. And even when she started figuring that out, at first she's kind of tried to ignore it, and then when she doesn't want to ignore it anymore, she just become like this crazy obsessed person. Like basically Anna becomes Rachel before Rachel divorced, and it's kind of a funny way to see that, the effect that that man had on those two women. It's kind of funny, but Hannah is still boring. Like, I don't know, she's so obsessed with Rachel that she become Rachel. She's so hating Rachel. It's like she's this person who just look at Rachel, hate everything about Rachel, but actually what she hates is what the reflection she see in herself of what Rachel is, if you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, it was a really nice book. I think it goes, like, it's a really fast read because it's just so interesting from beginning to the end. As long as you are interested in Rachel's life, basically. At the beginning it was a little bit hard because I couldn't be friends with Rachel because I'm very so different from her. But as like when I spent so much time with her, I started liking her a lot better. So yeah, it's a very interesting story. It has like nice plot twist. So if you haven't read that yet, I think you should go and grab it. And I didn't tell you like much of the key point, like what is Megan's secret or what happened to her or how Rachel and Anna are connected to that. So I guess you're fine, you can still go and read it. I didn't spoil anything so much, I guess. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumb up and share, and see you next time for something else. Have fun whatever you do. Bye!